So right now we're inside the ad account of one of our current clients. This is a truck and trailer repair company, primarily a body shop, right? Obviously only for like Freightliners, semi trucks, commercial trucks, and then trailers, RVs, and all that good stuff. Now we took over their ad account, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago, and it's been going very, very smoothly. As you can see, they spend roughly 20K per month, which yielded I don't know, 250, 200 leads per month. I'm looking at a 60-day window right now, so that's why that number is a little bit inflated. And then they're getting around $75 cost per leads, which would either be a booking, a form, or a phone call that's over 60 seconds in length. Now, obviously, I can go through this account, break it down, and showcase some of the recent results and how they're doing well. But for the purpose of this video, what I really want to do is one, show how well this client's doing because I love this client. But more importantly, I want to tell you some of the two most important changes we made in this ad account when we first took it over, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, and how that impacted where we are today, while the actual metrics themselves remain the same. And I know that sounds weird. What I'm really saying is like 6 months ago, they weren't spending this much, but they were getting a similar cost per lead. Now you're probably like, well, how was that an improvement if your cost per lead was $70 back then and today? Let's keep this in mind. If you're running Google Ads and you're not pulling in the right customer, if you're running Google Ads and all the phone calls you're getting are people looking for different services, different companies, you're not making any money. I don't care what your cost per lead is. Your cost per lead could be $10 right now, but if every single phone call is someone calling for another competitor or someone that thinks you do landscaping when you do, pool remodeling, it doesn't matter. So let's break down how we fixed this because that was exactly what this client's issue was. So one of the first issues that this client had in his ad account when we took it over was he was running one campaign, one ad group, all broad match keywords. You know anything about me and my content? We are anti all of that, right? So we do not want to run broad match. You don't run broad match keywords unless you really know what you're doing, especially nowadays with how broad match is treated by Google. My first recommendation to you is to ensure you're not running broad match anywhere in your ad account. Switch to only phrase and exact match keywords to actually pull in high intent searches. When you're running broad match, you can easily see in your search terms report, as I'm showing you here, how the keywords you're targeting versus the search terms coming in can greatly differ. Now, I'm showing you a more recent time frame, so none of that is the case anymore. These are actually mostly really high quality searches and exactly what we want. So I don't have a lot of examples of bad searches to show you. My point is, if you navigate here to insights and reports in your ad account, go to search terms, you can see exactly what you're spending money on, what your ads are pulling in for, and what keywords are triggering what searches, right? So a great example for this client would be a high intent keyword for them are semi repair shops near me, as you can see right here. This is great. This is exactly what the client wants. However, previously, he was running this as a broad match keyword. In his Google Ads account, he would just have broad match, semi repair shop, or truck repair shop. Follow? However, a lot of the searches that came in would be like towing, roadside assistance, AAA phone number, tire repair shop near me, Chevy repair shop, Chevrolet dealership near me. You can see what Google's doing here. Google's taking the keywords as broad match and saying, this is similar enough. We're going to show your ad for this. And they just shove it down your throat until your money gets burnt and wasted. And then you're throwing your hands up saying Google Ads is a waste of money. Don't run broad match. Stick to phrase and exact match, and you'll actually have almost instantly higher quality and relevant search terms. Now, another optimization you can make in your ad account today to improve the quality of leads you're bringing is the exact issue he had in his account previously. We're looking right now at July, so this is before we were managing his ad account. He had 240 phone calls in July with around $9,000 spent, $35 cost per call. It's pretty incredible, right? We love that. The issue was his calls or his call conversions were attributing phone calls to the ads anything over 1 second. Meaning if a phone call was 2 seconds long, boom, Google's marking that as a conversion. Technically, that's not incorrect, right? Sure, it is a phone call, but we want to optimize for high quality leads and do everything in our power within the ad platform to optimize for higher quality leads. So how do you do that with phone calls? Well, we just solved the broad match issue, right? You should no longer be running broad match, so your searches are more relevant now. So that's a good step in the right direction. But I want you to go to your conversion goals in Google Ads and change the call duration to be over 60 seconds long. That way, Google, the algorithm, is optimizing for high quality phone calls, aka phone calls that are over 60 seconds in length, instead of being trained upon phone calls that are over 5 seconds, 8 seconds, 20 seconds, right? Because those are most likely phone calls that didn't convert or a quick telemarketer, spam call, or wrong number, right? So we don't want that. We want to optimize for high quality phone calls. Let me show you how to do that right now. So over here, we're going to go to goals, and then we're going to go to summary underneath conversions. And then from there, just scroll down until we see the section for phone calls. So in this case, we have two types of phone calls. We have extension calls. These are calls from the ad extension. And then we have website calls, which are just website calls from their actual primary website, right? You're going to want to edit the call duration on both of these. So for this one, just click on your extension calls, but for your account, it'll probably say calls from ads. That's the default term for it. So click on calls from ads, and then just hit the edit button, and you'll see a section right here for call length. So you want to change this to be 60 seconds, maybe 45 seconds, or maybe like 120, depending on your business, right? In other words, how long is usually a phone call that's of good quality, right? If people are usually in and off the phone in 2-3 minutes, there you go, right? So for this client, and honestly, most all clients, we tend to do 60 seconds. So just click edit settings and then drop down a call length, change that number to whatever you want, put in 60, put in 120, put in 45, whatever's best for you. Just try to avoid anything less than probably 45, in my opinion. I would stick to over 60. Once you're done, hit save, and boom, that's really it. Make sure you also do the same for any other, call conversion goal you might have, like he saw or like you saw. There's also another one to track website calls. So make sure you also change that to 60 seconds as well to stay consistent and obviously optimize for higher quality phone calls. Now, circling back, we take a look at the data, right? He has 2 to 3x his ad spend in the last 30 days compared to that previous period in July. He has 250 phone calls over 60 seconds in duration. And instead of paying $35 per call now, he's paying $78 per call. Sounds a little concerning, right? Oh, his cost per phone call doubled. But as you just saw, and as I noted, these are phone calls that we know are of primarily higher quality than whatever he was getting before, right? So if he was getting 250 phone calls previously for $35 a pop, maybe he was only converting 1 in 10 to a job. Whereas today he's paying $77 a pop. Maybe he's converting 5 in 10 to a job, or a booked appointment, or whatever's best in this case scenario. But I hope this helped you. I know these are two really, really simple lessons, but sometimes for the grand majority of people out there, that's all it takes. All it takes is making a couple significant but crucial adjustments in your ad account to actually flip the switch from going to crappy, low quality leads to getting exactly who you want on the phone and submitting your form. And again, to recap, make sure you're not running broad match keywords, and ensure that you set your call duration to be over 60 seconds in length so you can optimize for those high quality phone calls. Now, in a couple of my other videos, I go much, much more in depth on setting up a full ad account, conversion tracking, and much other higher tier strategies and advanced recommendations for optimizing your account long-term and scaling it. So go ahead, check out my channel and see some of those other videos. In the meantime, if you have any questions about anything you saw here or anything else with Google Ads you want me to cover, drop it below and I'll make a full video on it. Thank you so much.